Alright, this is the riggedy shit that I'm talking about. And it's one of the reasons why I'm really getting more than pissed. You assholes are just grinning at me and ignoring me. Because for the last 4 years, I've been talking about the tweakers and drug addicts in this area doing some weird, fucked up shit to teenage girls and kids. And I'm the only motherfucker down here with a stick, mind you, finding shit like this. A fucking another hole. Like the one I found way down by the bridge over by Bridge House, that freaking homeless shelter packed full of crackheads and trolls. And it's right off the freaking path here. We're about 25 yards away from the end where the Riverbend Bike Park is. Following up on a freaking slew of strange noises I've been hearing over the last few days, including a woman crying out that she's being held captive. It did sound a little over the top. So initially, if you were listening to her, it sounded like a tweaker yelling at her boyfriend. But the things she was saying, I didn't agree to be your prisoner. They holding me down in here. Stuff like this. So I take a walk down the path today just to find some weird riggedy noises. And I find this weird shit on the bike trail next to a freaking hole. Now maybe this is just a weird coincidence. Lady lost her ID and the little baggie that goes with her ID on the trail right near where a freaking, I can say a good 12 feet down there. But you can already tell. Go ahead and show you the rest of this shit. I am so fucking pissed. Because if I swing my stick at one of these cockroaches, I'm in jail instantly. And that's happened a lot. The only guy in the riverbed freaking arrested for a violent charge is the only guy who was beating up crackheads because he kept hearing girls scream about it. Those telephone poles, you can see them right above my hand. The end is right about there. So we're not even 25 yards, 30 yards away from the end where a woman would park, come venturing down there to see the water, clubbed over the back of the head, jumped by a couple of trolls, all hopped up on meth. And yes, I'm still under the suspicion that it's a group of rich people from Hollywood doing it, since it didn't start until Moi graduated from film school, moved to Lompoc, and shot off a flare to a certain somebody in Hollywood. That's when this whole swine show began. I think I might have some missing pieces for you. But what do the cops do? What do the sheriffs do? What does 90% of Lompoc do? Help the swine! Weird ass riggedy shit like this. And this is the second one of these that I've found. The third one that I've heard about. Let me go ahead. No, let's keep this one video. Jesus, I'm pissed. So what they would do is cover the rest of this with wood and then sand. See the blanket? Drape some blankets over this, put some sand, some dirt, and it's done. They're gone. Cops could be right there talking to the innocent looking crackheads. So, we don't know. Give us more money. Meanwhile, they've got some teenage girl or a little boy down in a hole like this. I haven't been down there yet. Let's see how it works. This is the second one of these that I found. That's why I'm so pissed. There was another homeless camp up the way that I was looking into, but it looked deserted. Giant pile of heroin needles. Bike parts everywhere. What is with meth addicts? Bike parts. It looks like they tried to get out of here in a hurry. Just a random. Looks like a lady's shoe with that pointed toe. Oh, they spent some time in here. And a freaking blanket. What's this? Survival supplies. Some big pants for a lady. What is that? This pisses me off. No one lives in a fucking hole, people. It rains and you're flooded down here. That's why no one's living here. This is where they keep their freaking victims. And if they get too loud, they get knocked out or popped with heroin to knock them out. And I'm the only guy who's been chasing this down this whole time. Giant ass group of gremlin satanic trolls living by the drive-in movie theater just off of Mervin's. They used to all be down in here in this row. Oh, River Styx fire tiger that I became is because... But whatever, dude, this sucks. This sucks. And it's almost like the cops, Hollywood, everybody knows these tweakers are torturing people to death. And everybody is just looking at each other with these stupid sideways glances and insecure grins, waiting for me to pick up a stick and kill somebody so everybody can flip a switch and start talking about how dangerous I am. So right now the riggedy rumors are on the street that I get told what to do and bossed around. Fuck you. I've been challenging whoever this jackass says he is to a fight for 4 years. And all I ever hear are women and kids being tortured at 400 yards at a distance. And the second I pick up my backpack and start walking towards it, it shuts off and scatters. Now I guess the cops believe maybe it's a prank to drive me nuts, but for 4 fucking years, and I already told you, it's not a fucking prank. They're saying that to get away with the real thing. Fuck. Four days of people screaming, sounding like a between 8 and 11-year-old boy that I've been talking about for 2.5 years. They still got this guy and random chicks left and right. If you want my what's the word I'm looking for? Conspiracy theory version of it. I think it's any girl that starts to find out the truth, who sees me out in the city or out on the trail, realizes, yeah, no, there really is a hot guy from Hollywood with super abs and a stick. Must be the real spell writing titan. And as soon as she starts trying to tell people about it, that's one of the reasons they do it. But I'm still suspecting Angelina Jolie and Natalie Portman, since this whole swine charade didn't start until those two showed up to Lompoc, parked in front of me numerous times, drove away from me as I walked towards them. They commented about it on their Instagrams and Twitters, and then turned it into a giant parade joke, like I was the one who couldn't say hello to them, even though they were the ones constantly driving away. 4 years later, what I think Natalie Portman's been trying to do is she'll park in front of Starbucks until I pick up on her energy with this whole soup. Never mind. But I go walking towards her, she drives away with a giggle on her face, and a couple of tweakers swing around and park there on their bikes. And everybody tries to make it seem like I was following a tweaker energy or something. I know that sounds dumb, but that's what they're doing. I don't understand a swine. I'm not a swine, I can't think like a swine. All I can do is observe and report and document the repetition of observation. That's what I've been doing, and everybody's fucking ignoring shit like this. What the fuck?